Well, I should be back. Hopefully. Let me know in chat if you can hear me okay. I hope you are well. Hope you are good. So anyway, back once more at East Leeds. Sorry, I was about to say East Midlands then. Terrible. So who do we have in chat? We have Caitlin Allen. Hello there. Nice to see you, being one of my new viewers. Oh dear. Hopefully Airspeed will be in near the end. If he decides he wants to come and watch, that is. Right then, let's have a look. What's going on now? Have we got anything happening? We have a flight to Corfu. Oh, you're new. Yes, the TUI flight that came in earlier. That's coming out shortly. We also have a flight to Dalaman that is going to be leaving soon, and we have a flight to Antalya, which is Turkey. A Jet 2 flight about to leave. We have an aircraft on approach. We have a flight from Charles de Gaulle coming in. 737-300 of Jet 2. Let's just pan around and maybe I'll just go down a little bit here. Hello Airspeed. You're a little bit early, I'm afraid. I'll let you know when I'm finishing. Right, anyway. Oh dear. I like your little emote there, by the way, Airspeed. You look like a tiny little Postman Pat. Tiny Postman Pat there. Let's have a look above the trees. Let's see if we can pick it up. There we are. Here it comes. Hello Jill, how are you? Welcome to Leeds. Good to see you. This is the virtual Leeds stream today. So a little bit of Leeds, but from a slightly different angle. So we have the flight to Paris about to fly over. It's your tiny little Sheba in pilot outfit. Oh, whereabouts is that from, Airspeed? Which channel was that one from? Yeah, sorry about earlier. Not sure what happened there. You made it, did you? Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know if it was one of those emotes you get on some other people's channels. I don't know how it works on YouTube. Oh, we might have seagulls on the runway in a minute. That Jet 2 earlier went over me waiting in the car for Chris. Oh, that's interesting, Jill. That's cool. Here we go. We've got the TUI taxiing out as well now. Hopefully he's going to make it to the taxiway at the top there. Otherwise that TUI might have to wait a little bit. Yeah, I think it made it alright, I think. Yeah. Right, so we've got this TUI taxiing out as well, which is going to be going to... where did I say it was going to? Corfu. So off to the Greek islands. Still a lovely day here. Well, it looks a lovely day. Hopefully the sim is kind of replicating what the weather is actually like at Leeds. More or less. So it's 737 MAX. Registration of the real aircraft is Golf Tango Uniform Mike or GTUM. Unfortunately, I don't have the reskin for that one that fits, so it's put another 737 MAX of TUI in instead. Just having a quick look, make sure there's nothing on approach anywhere. Can't see anything, so yeah, there's the 737-300 coming back in. So this is Tumb. Also got the tower in the distance, Jill, but unfortunately we don't have the water tower. But we have that other tower over there, just like in reality. As I said, this version of Leeds isn't too bad. It is a little few years out of date now, though. It doesn't have the Costa coffee driving, for example, that's there now. And there's a lot more trees as well. Whereas in reality, not so many trees. Especially around the airport perimeter. And it hasn't got that lovely wall there either that you see in all the streams, but never mind, it's only a simulator after all, isn't it? You know, maybe Microsoft Flight Simulator 2030 might have more detail in it. Anyway, so let's wait for this aircraft to leave. I think there's another aircraft taxiing. Your primary school was next to that, really, was it? Yeah. As I said, it doesn't show up in the sim, though. There's a Jet 2 just about taxiing out now. I've tried to replicate the view from when Blue Sky Aviation does his stream, more or less. I mean, it's the same sort of viewpoint. It's not exactly in the same place, though. Because I tried to stand in the same place he does, and there was literally trees in my way, so I couldn't see anything. So we got some aircraft sort of like just waiting here. There's probably a photo texture for the water tower on the ground though, but probably put in something different. Of course, if anyone's good at editing scenery in MSFS, it would be quite easy just to go over there and change that to put a water tower in over there, because there'd be a lot of library objects. Quite a few planes taxiing out now. As I said, Leeds has this quiet spells and busy spells. Now we're in the busy spell again here at Leeds. So we got the 737-800 that's going to Dalaman, and then behind that we have some other aircraft as well. Oh, that looks like the aircraft that's pushing into the gate. There is during the day. There's always a plane that gets pushed, that comes on a pushback. So I'm guessing this plane's not actually going anywhere. Sometimes they get pushed into a gate, a stand. A Sobo sponsored by Save the Trees. Yeah, well. It's better than having no trees. As I said, we get a unique view. You can kind of see where it's up on the hill over there, and you can see a little bit more of the of what's actually behind it. And then there's the tower in the distance, and then there's Leeds over there, all the buildings and everything of Leeds. So this is an interesting view of the airfield up here, looking down. Better come back down again, I suppose. This is something you couldn't do in reality, because otherwise I'd close the airport if I was doing this with a drone. Which is why I was panicking a bit earlier when everything come to a grind. Everything come to a halt. I was like, oh my gosh. I know it sounds silly thinking about it, but you just don't know what people are like. I did have a look during the break actually to see if there was anything about Leeds Airport closing for anything. but I couldn't find anything, so I don't know why that white building next to the BT tower is the Asda. Oh, okay, over there. Oh, I see. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it would just put a generic thing in though, but that's quite interesting to know it's a Leeds there. Right. Let's watch the plane taxi round, because otherwise we might get into trouble. Because it might be leaving, and I'm too busy looking at other things. That's off the Dalaman. The other aircraft waiting at the holding point there. Let's see how close to the end of the runway it goes. Oh, it's very close there. Now, in reality, the real plane wouldn't have got that close, but that's... I think that didn't even... I think that used the curvature, used the slope of the hill there to go over. Oh, that was funny. But don't worry, folks, the real plane would have taken off a little bit earlier. So don't panic. Right. I mean, that's why a live stream's always good, because it's live and it's real and you hear the plane's engines and everything sounds cool, and you know, whereas here it's obviously a little bit different, but it's like having a little bit, it's a bit like having a train set but with a plane, with an airport instead. It's the only way that I can think of it. It's like having your own little virtual airport. That's how I think of it anyway. Just being a bit arty-farty with the focus there. But yeah, anyway. So this aircraft here is going to Corfu. The real aircraft is with the blue tail. This one has got the red one. So it's got the right type of aircraft and the right airline. It's just not got the right livery. But never mind. The aircraft that's coming out behind it is going to Antalya, which is a blue tail one as well. So at least they got that one right on there. You've got the binoculars out, can see them taking off that way. Yeah, basically, Jill, if you go on flight radar, you'll see the planes on flight radar exactly the same as what they're doing in the sim at the minute. So the actual... there is a little bit of a delay, so, you know, if you, for example, because you're watching it in reality, you might see the plane take off before it takes off in my stream. So, you know, you might see the plane take off, or you might hear it, but then in my sim it might not, it might just be still going down the runway. So that one's just taxiing to the holding point there, and then that's going to wait at the holding point for this one, like so. You can see both of them there. It's quite nice. Jill, actually, I'm going to ask you something in a second. I'm just going to wait for this to take off. It was something that I've always kind of... I mean, I know I could look on Google Maps for myself, but that wind turbine in the distance there on the left, is there really a wind turbine that big there like that? Or is it, or do you know if it's like a smaller one? Because that just seems quite big to have near an airport approach. I mean, there could be a wind turbine there, but it might be a lot. It might be not as high up. It might not be as big. I should ask the guy that does the streaming, actually. Nick, isn't it? I should ask Nick next time he does a stream from here if there's a big wind turbine close by. Still a bit of a crosswind though. It was a bit nasty when I landed it earlier in the ATR. Yeah, they're taking off a little bit quite long on here, but they aren't probably doing that in reality though. Well, I know they're probably not, but right. Anyway, this one's lined up, ready to go. And unfortunately, you can't wave to the pilots because it's all, there isn't any sort of like pilot models in the plane, because that would just, you know, they have to have, these models need to be quite well optimized. There is another aircraft I can see on flight radar as well. That one's going to Faro, which is a 737-300. Just seeing if there's any overflights or anything coming over. I can't see anything. You see, what I was thinking about doing for the stream, I was thinking about going back to that point when the Aer Lingus was taxiing out and just carrying on from there. But the only trouble is it's very hard then to do like it live on flight radar, because everything on flight radar you see is actually happening now, and you can't really rewind flight radar to go back to an earlier time. So you can't say to flight radar, oh, can you just play everything from an hour ago? So it's a little bit harder. Don't think that turbine is that close. Yeah, what I'm wondering, Jill, is there might be a turbine there, because it probably shows up in the satellite scenery, which is why they've probably plonked a turbine in there. But I'm wondering if it's just like a really small one, which is about, you know, which is those ones that some farmers have, which are about, I don't know, 10 meters high or something. You know, quite a small one. So I'm wondering if it's just one of those. But obviously in the sim they've put it in as a full size one instead. You'd probably be able to see it in Google Maps. But I'm just going to have a quick check actually. Is there anything moving out at the minute? I don't think there is there? So what I might do is I might just briefly go over to have a look at that, see if I can see a satellite image for that turbine. It's just intriguing me really, because when I come into land here, it's always quite close by my side, and I'm always a bit dubious about it. Anyway, that's going off now. Yeah, it's quite a nasty wind there. What's that? A bit of thing there. So there it goes. Right, I'm just going to quickly use the zone cam and go over to that wind turbine. I'm just going to see if I can see a wind turbine texture on the ground or anything. So there's another one over in the valley there as well, but see, there's a farm here, but it's not really anything. Yeah, you can see that there. It's like in someone's garden. You can just see the shadow for it, but it's a very small one. So I think it's like a farm building here, and I think you can just see the shadow of it there. And I think the drone, I think that's a very small wind turbine, and they've put in a huge one instead. I think that's what's happened, because you can see the shadow of it there. But I think it's like one of those small ones, you know, that just helps to power a house. That kind of size, you know, just like a small one. But that's what I think anyway. So, and then there's another one over here. And again, I reckon that's probably very similar, because it's by, this looks like this might be a garden centre or something, because you can drive onto it and there's a lot of little greenhouses and things. So I've got wondering, this is probably there's a cemetery there, but I think that's probably the same, although I can't see a shadow for this one. So yeah, I think they're probably just the wrong size, I think. There's a foam mast there as well. Anyway, we'll head back to the airport, which is over here. And there's like a little lake here. I guess that's part of a park, is it, or something? You can see a little boat dock there. Oh look, you can see some little boats as well. That's quite cool. I just have the bin maps on. I haven't got Google Maps. I've not been running that for a little while. Because it looks like there's a playground there. You can see the different coloured bits and pieces. So I wonder if you can like go on like little rowing boats on here, you know. Looks quite cool. Yeah, that's what I think, airspeed. I think it's just where they've just got the wrong size wind turbine in there. There's probably something on OpenStreetMaps that they've looked at and it says there's a wind turbine there, and they've just plonked in the auto AI's just what you know, put in a huge wind turbine in place of it, you know. Yeah. I can see where the boats are. So I'm guessing you can do like things where you can do like you know, like a little rowing boat thing, you know, maybe they do, or maybe they do sailboat lessons and things, you know, where you can learn how to do sailing in a safe environment, you see, things like that. That's what it looks like anyway. Quite close to a housing estate as well. I'm guessing this is some like an industrial estate around here as well. Come in number 3, yeah, exactly, stuff like that. Oh, there's a plane taxi now. Where's this one going to? Oh, this is the flight going to Faro. Any guesses where I'm parked? I'm not in the ATR now. I've decided I'd pop in something a little bit smaller this time. So I thought I'd pop in my little Cessna. So yeah, here's the flight now going to Faro. This one actually matches up for a change. The registration on this plane is the same as the one that's on Flight Radar. So it's actually matching for once there. It's actually matching for once. Just having a quick look gander over there. It's a shame that you can't get rid of that static city flyer though. They removed all the static planes from the scenery and then they just left this one in. And this is the one that you wouldn't want to be left in. Although once BA City Flyer might start flying back to Leeds, maybe it'll be alright again. But yeah. Anyway. So what else is happening? Oh, there's another aircraft on Flight Radar now that's just showed up. Is it? Oh, that's a Tenerife flight. Another Tenerife. Oh no, the other one was Lanzarote, wasn't it? So all the flights to the Canary Islands are going soon. Now that's a little bit of a journey from Leeds, isn't it? That must be what, 4.5 hours, Leeds to Canary Islands. I know from Gatwick it's about 4 hours, and it takes about half an hour for a plane from Leeds to come over the coast. About 30-40 minutes. So yeah, quite long. I believe when the guy that does his videos, he streams here, because I've seen that he's in a cemetery, and then there's a wall. So I'm guessing that he stands somewhere around here, and then you can't see the cars because they're hidden behind a wall. But the trouble is, I've got all these trees here, which I don't think are here in reality. So it blocks my view, so I have to go a little bit more forward. So I have to go a little bit more forward to get the same kind of view that the guy on YouTube does. But I've got to stop thinking about the fact that, you know, where real people stream from, because they're restricted by where they can stream, whereas I'm not. I can just go anywhere I want. You know, I can manoeuvre my drone around the runway. I can go to basically any angle I want, which you wouldn't be able to do in reality. I mean, I think if I was doing this in reality with a drone right now, I think they would close the airport and everything would be stopped. So, there's some of the buildings in Leeds in the distance there. What's that there? Is that a cricket ground? I can see some spotlights ahead of me zoomed in now. That looks like, is that the cricket place there? I think. Let's have a look. Yeah. When it zoomed in, everything looks really strange. Oh. As I said, we're just missing the foxes, really. Just missing the foxes on the grass, and everything will be kind of almost there, wouldn't it? Right, we might as well just have a little quick moochie around. So, is there anything coming in now? I don't think there is there? So what I'm going to do is let's have a look at this tower over here and just go over to this tower. A bit of a close-up to it, because it always looks so close when the guy's doing his stream. So there's the tower there. And then what does the airport look like from the tower? Oh, wow. Looks quite interesting, doesn't it? Where's the plane gone, by the way? It must be up there somewhere now, in the distance. There's a car park. There's some little football pitches down there. Some looks like tennis courts as well. So this is where the Asda is. Is it Jill, around here? Or around there somewhere? Looks like there's another multicoloured playground there as well. But yeah, where would the water tower be then? Just trying to see what the water tower's been replaced with. Oh, this might be. Is this where the water tower is? I wonder. No, it looks like a church, isn't it? There's a high school there. Yeah. Just having a quick look. Anything coming in? Not in a minute. And then we got Leeds City Centre over here. Oh, I think we looked at this before, didn't we, Katie? Do you remember? Because we were talking about this before. Because you said about the scale was off or something. Because I said maybe that's like American football there. And you said no, it's too small. Oh, okay, the water tower's across the road, okay. Got a couple of weird pyramids in the distance as well. I don't know what that's about. That's Headingley Stadium Rugby League, yeah. So I guess they've just put a texture in for American football instead. Right, so the water tower would be across the road. I wonder whereabouts it is then. Just trying to see if there's anything that looks like a water tower thing. Has the water tower been there a long time, do you know, Jill? I'm just wondering in case it's where the photo textures haven't been updated. Oh, I wonder if it's that. I wonder if that's it there. Look, there's a round... Yeah, I think it must be there, is it? There's like a round thing in the ground there. That must be where the water tower is there. In the scenery. I think that's where it is, isn't it? Here. That might be where it is. That round patch. Because there's like a round circle. Because obviously it'd be a photo image of it looking straight down. Or it's where that is. Yeah. Yeah, I think it must be there. Look, you can even see like part of the shadow of the ground. You can see where there's like a burnt in shadow where you can see there's like legs. So that's probably where the water tower is. You can see where someone's got a trampoline in their garden. It'd be interesting to see what that looks like on Google Maps, but with the Google Maps it still won't put in an object over the top, unfortunately. Right, we'll just head back to the airport. It does look a bit hazy today as well, doesn't it? Not surprisingly. Is there anything going on? Oh, looks like there might be another aircraft on the move. A flight. Oh, the KLM flight. Although it's an Embraer 190. Now, those of you that watched my stream from Amsterdam the other day, I had issues with the Embraer 190s showing up. And this is the same kind of plane, so I've got a feeling that this might not show up in the sim, which is a shame if it doesn't, but yeah. I can see it on flight radar though, I just can't see it in the sim. There's also a Leeds to Tenerife flight, but that hasn't. I think that might just be with the transponders on, and it might not have showed up just yet, but I think it will do. Yeah, I think this is the Tenerife flight now. That's just pushing back. And then there's a KLM flight, which is over here somewhere, about here. And then I guess that's going to start taxiing soon as well, but just going to see if it shows up. Last time at Amsterdam, the lights were showing up for the model. Yeah, I can see the lights for it, but I can't see the model itself, unfortunately. So I don't think that's going to show up, which is a shame. I'm not sure why that is though. It's very weird why that's not showing up. All the other Embraers do. The other versions of the Embraer 190 show up okay. It's just the Embraer 190 STD, whatever that means, doesn't seem to want to show up. So I don't know if it's just where for whatever reason it just doesn't want to show up. I might have to see if I can get another, because unfortunately the FSLTL don't have Embraer 190 models. So this is from the AIG packages. Now I know there's a couple of standalone AI traffic packs, but you know, one of them's like 19 quid just to put some Embraers in, and I just think, well, what's the point if I've got Embraers already? But anyway, we'll watch this taxi out. It's a shame about the KLM though. If it had been anything else from KLM, it would have been visible. just typical. I was hoping it was just where sometimes the sim doesn't load in a model, and then the next time you run the sim, it shows up fine. So I was hoping it was going to be that, but unfortunately, the fact that it hasn't showed up again here, because you can see the lights for it there, but it's just not showing the texture, unfortunately. Never mind. Never mind. I might have to see if I can put commands into YouTube as well. For example, I've seen streamers that are able to, you know, you can type !meta, not only in Twitch but on YouTube, and then you can look at what the meta is for the airport currently. I might have to end the stream soon, by the way, just to let you know, but I think we're getting to a quiet period now very soon, so it'll probably be a good time to end it anyway. I just wanted to come back briefly just for a little while. I don't know if Blue Sky Aviation is doing a stream from here today, or if it's going to be from somewhere else. Thank you for coming back. No worries, Katie. Well, I kind of said I was going to come back, so it would have been a bit mean if I said I was going to come back and then I didn't. I love the way these planes move on these runways. It's like they've all got burst tyres. Be interested in running this airport and with the FSLTL injector one day, just to see what happens with the planes regarding the holding points and things and other stuff. You know, whether or not they hold properly and whether or not we get 4 or 5 planes all on approach at the same time. Especially at the beginning. Be a bit crazy. Also, just be interesting to see if that KLM flight actually shows up properly. Now, it looks like the KLM flight is not going to be going down the full length of the runway. The KLM flight has actually come out here. I think it's come out down here. And it's going to just turn and take off, I think. So I think it's come out here. And it's going to just turn and take off. But unfortunately, as I said, you can't see it. But if you look on flight radar, you can see it. So I think it's literally just waiting for that other plane just to get a little bit further away first before it does the takeoff roll. But just having a look. Is there anything on approach, I wonder? No. It's got very quiet again. So as I said, probably the best time to leave the stream now anyway, about now. Yeah, you can just see I can just see the lights of the plane going down the runway in the distance. You can just about make it out, I think. I don't know if you can on the stream, but you can just see the lights of the plane, but it's just not showing a model up. See, if just as I zoom out, you can see it as a point of light that's moving. So it's not spawning it in for whatever reason. Weird. It's a weird one. I might remove the airline in AIG and install it back again, just in case that might help. Maybe it's where a texture's not installed properly or something. And anyway, I think I'm gonna end it about here, because as I said, there's not really anything else happening for a little bit. There is an aircraft on approach at the minute, which is a looks like it's a little Cessna Centurion, but again, I don't know if that probably won't show up on here anyway. So And the GA planes are very hit and miss. No worries, Katie. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for all of you that have popped in. Don't forget, you know, if you like the stream and you if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also click the bell for notifications, so next time I do stream you'll get a little notification that I'm streaming on YouTube. I will be doing Twitch streams still too also, but I'm just experimenting a little bit with YouTube at the minute, so that's the main reason why I'm doing some YouTube streams currently as well. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. I will see you all again very soon. Have a good rest of the evening, and I'll see you whenever. Take care everyone. Thanks for popping in. Ta-ta now. Bye.